love is not love. Like, especially dating in 2023 when you have all this access to so many people. Like, it's competition every day because they're looking at other people who like will possibly look better than you, because that's really all Instagram is pictures.
When you put the title on, everything changes. Mm-hmm. And I know as the titles ascend.
So wait, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Why does the title change things?
Yo.
Hello.
What's up, co-workers?
Hey, co-workers. We miss you guys.
I missed it.
Yeah, I missed you, Aaron.
Oh, I missed you too, Dana. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a month. It's been a month since we've been in the studio. So we're excited, recharged, and ready to make content for y'all.
I feel like I talk to Dana every day. So it's like, it's hard to like miss her, but in the flesh, you know, I do miss you.
We don't talk every day.
We talk every day. It seemed like it.
Okay.
It's all good. It's love.
It better be.
It's always love.
All right, but guys, this is a special one today. We are on episode 50. 50 podcast episodes. Yeah.
I love it.
And I feel like that's a huge accomplishment.
Yes.
Word.
Facts. Big facts.
And
Big facts.
We got a plaque from our studio. Shout out to Marv, the producer. This is for 50 episodes in the studio in a year. So we
now I'm gonna put it down though, because he got these beautiful ass lights that's glaring it up in the camera. So I don't need y'all not to see what it's
like
saying. I see the camera. It's blurry.
Okay, there we go. Okay,
I got you.
All right, but yeah, shout out to us.
And we can't drop it too loud, or we gonna hear everything. We can't tap podcast
just like
rules.
Place
No
it down. Just like
yeah.
place it.
Right. So the person who's talking, we actually have a guest today. We didn't forget about you.
I didn't even know you said that.
Yes, we have Hugo. He has a podcast here at the studio, and he is one of our fellow podcasters.
Yes. You go, boy.
Yeah.
He's also an accomplished rapper. He's like a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he does it all.
He got like 13 jobs.
Gannon.
You have to, right?
Yeah, I'm Nigerian. I got no choice.
It's a cultural thing.
It is 1,000% a cultural thing, so I just accept it.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's one of the dope people in this establishment that we were allowed to get to know over the last couple of months, actually a year as of what today.
A year?
As of Labor Day weekend. This weekend actually. So and we actually did a podcast episode on his show, and that drops on Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
So we all kind of just interchange shows, and you know,
a lot of crossover.
And, you know, DC meet Marvel and shit.
Yeah, DC meets Marvel.
Basically, DC. That's me.
Oh.
Yeah. Literally.
She was waiting to drop that.
That's my initials. I thought about it. Anyway, okay, let's jump into the episode. So we're gonna start with hot takes, as you know, and that is our icebreaker part of the episode. So I'm gonna go first. Mine says workplace dating is appropriate. Okay, so let me just answer this real quick. I have always been against dating someone that I work with, just because I have family and friends who've done it plenty of times and it has never worked out. So I don't even want to cross that boundary. What do y'all think?
How about you?
So Randy Jackson, it's a no for me, dog. Like every time, like it never.
Have you had an experience?
I've watched it unfold and crash and burn enough times, and so I've just been. Like no, like I see it and it's like I don't want that.
Same.
I'm good. I'm good on this.
It never works out ever.
Nah.
It ain't never worked out for me because they ain't never came my way. You know, I remember I worked at Home Depot. I was trying to bag all of them.
Everybody, I heard everyone who works at Home Depot, they all date.
All of them. I was walking shorty to her crib. I was on it, but now I'm in management, so this is a hell no. I don't even look at the women that I work with in any of those capacities because I feel like their job is like infringing upon me. I just wouldn't do it.
Oh hell no! Yeah, I think we kind of touched on this.
Yeah, because Dana tried to date. She tried to date her old co-worker.
No, I did not.
The old man, you don't remember?
He was trying to push up on me. Okay,
just making sure.
Let's refresh y'all memory because that sounds crazy.
We gotta check the tape.
Yeah, and I'm gonna also put the link for that episode so y'all can watch it. But no, like he was a contractor. He was older.
Oh, he didn't work
black
for them.
Man.
He was a contractor.
Yeah, and he was like flirting a little bit.
Like how older? Like Kevin Samuels
67.
older? Like Salt and Pepper?
No,
older?
he was like in shape and like Salt and Pepper.
Okay.
But you could tell he worked out. So
All right.
probably like 50s,
Like
mid-50s.
Thurgood Marshall age.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyway, but nah, I kind of like set that boundary. Was like, nah, just because I knew, how it could go, and I've seen it never work out. So I was like, nah.
But I've seen it work out plenty of times, though. Like, I see people that work together and they're able to have functioning relationships. When I was a manager at the storage facility, I actually had peers who were married, and they both lived in the storage facility together. They both managed it. Some weird shit going on, So,
but some companies though, they have policies against that.
Yeah,
right?
fraternization.
Yeah, I had a friend who he worked at a call center. And I don't know if y'all know about call centers, but
is it like Home Depot?
Yes, but probably worse. But everyone at the call center is like dating, messing around. And he used to tell me that on lunch breaks or whenever they would have like time alone or whatever, they would really just get it in at the job.
Nah, it was just
crazy.
It was this crazy ass video from like a FedEx, and this girl, I guess she was messing with this dude, and her other dude came in and they start fighting in the parking lot. Then dude got beat up.
Oh no!
Her boyfriend got beat up?
You can't come to the job and get beat up. Like, nah.
By the work husband. Yeah, that's what it is, right? The work husband.
That's bad for business.
That's embarrassing.
That's
you gotta break up.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
You have to break up.
That's a bad look.
But on the flip side, if you get beat up and you messing with the girl at work too, it's like, damn, you gotta quit.
Yeah, I don't think you can show up after that.
It's over.
That's a bad look. That's a bad look.
All right, let me get to my question. Immortality would be a good thing. Now I'm gonna let y'all start. I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna let you go.
Oh my God! Like Vampire in Brooklyn, Immortality. Like I'm just gonna keep coming. It'd be interesting. I don't know if it'd be a good thing. I wouldn't use that word. It'd be interesting just watching the world continue to like evolve. And mankind and technology and stuff.
With it?
Well, if you're immortal, it's up to you really, because you're there for the long haul. So
if a long time not a good time, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I would say it would be interesting to see, but I wouldn't want that just because when it comes down to like family and friends and stuff and like people, even if you have children, can you have children? And if so, you literally see them like become old and pass away, but then you get to see your lineage, right?
Yeah,
like their grandkids,
cool.
like your great grandkids, but it is also kind of weird as well.
Kind of wonky too.
Yeah, I think that's like an emotional roller coaster.
Me and Dana was talking about some movies that we watched recently, and we both watched Paradise. Did you watch Paradise?
No.
On Netflix?
God.
No, I didn't.
So my grandma just watched that. Shout out to Nana.
Me personally, I don't want to be alive for that long. Like, don't
talk about Paradise. What was it about?
So Paradise as a movie, they basically allow you to take the life force of somebody else in a certain age and then extract it cosmetically into somebody else. Okay. So if you're like 90, you can take their years and now you're going to be 30 years less. And that person is going to get paid to give you 30 of their years. But
they get your years. Yes. So they'll be 90. So it's like switching, like swapping.
Swapping.
Spoiler alert. We're about to spoil the movie real quick. So it just so happened that the best salesperson in their company, his wife and him, they were donors or some shit like that. I don't know what theoretical term.
His wife was supposed to be a donor for the CEO of the company because she was a match. Because you have to find someone like a blood type who matches you, and then you can transfer years. But their apartment caught fire, and then the wife, her dumb ass, because she was dumb, like the insurance policy told her that, like, hey, listen, you can put your years down as collateral, right? But there's like a slim chance it'll ever happen. Come to find out, the house does catch on fire and she loses like 40 years on top of her being already like 30 or something like that. But it was like this whole big scam that the CEO did just because she wanted to get her years back, and that woman was the only match. So that was like a whole nother thing. But yeah, what would y'all do like if you had that opportunity?
I'm taking them years, man. I like being young. I don't want old parts.
I think it's different though, because like we're kind of in our first of all, men's parts, like them things work until you're like 100.
The wheels fall off, baby.
Yeah,
they work,
if
but
you
they
don't have
work.
like ED, you know what I mean. But anyway, I think right now we're in a good year, right? We're in our like late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s. So we're good. So I can't really answer it because it's like if I was like maybe 50 or like 55, then I would feel like, all right, well, how would I want to? I would want to be young right now in like 2023 and be able to like travel and move the way I want to move. So yeah, I would say right now I wouldn't do it.
I don't know. I can get some cosmetic surgery. I can be 137 years old looking 20. You know, they don't know. You can get new knees. We talked about that. You can get new everything. So
well, your body just like goes back to when
you only
were
gonna
younger.
know if you see me naked, and you know that's when
I don't even think so. Like you still
these
look
girls,
young.
These girls, they be getting these cosmetic surgeries, but naked, like that gastric bypass.
I'm
and
still
you still
thinking
got
of
the
like
stomach.
if you took somebody's years. Like I'm thinking of that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the skin. You know, that's a lot.
I'd be good at just like he's at the skin. I think the cutoff for me would be like 40. Like let me just stay in my early 40s, and then I'll just stay in that. You know what I mean? Because most of the men in my family, they age pretty good.
Yeah. That's another thing,
don't crack.
right? Genetics. And I would say the woman in my family, especially my grandma, she's 74. Like she kind of has wrinkles, but her skin just looks so like soft and like not old people's skin. So shout out to Nana again.
She's all moisturized. I love it.
Yeah. No, she literally said like you need to, as a woman or whoever, like if you want to look young when you age, you need to start moisturizing at like 30.
True.
So,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, white people, Target, Walmart, everybody have lotion. I know your elbows be looking dark gray. It's not supposed to.
Off-white.
Yeah.
Why do you look at their elbows?
You ain't never seen white people elbows? It's the craziest thing in the world.
Ew.
Like it just be like chalky.
Maybe because they don't see their dryness.
They can't see the ash.
Man, that shit
they can't
be
see the
looking
ash.
crazy.
We can see our ash.
Back of their ankles.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they back of their socks be holy, because the fucking ankles.
Yeah, see, my heels, they get dried really easily. So I do my cocoa butter, lotion twice a day.
Yeah, it's cocoa butter and shea butter for me, that combination.
Yes.
Combination.
It's very strong. You definitely need that. But let's get into one of our main topics of the night. So I saw this on Spiritual Word, and I mainly wanted to know Aaron's thoughts on this. I don't know. Did you see this video?
Yeah, they was flaming everybody up on Twitter. So
Okay, so guys, it was basically this single father who was going on a rant because he had his son in the back seat, and I think his son was probably like 3, like he was young. And he was dropping his son off for the mother to pick him up for the weekend and like spend time with him. And apparently the father was the main person who had custody of the child. So the backstory was that the girlfriend or the baby mother or mother of the child, right? Which one?
no, she could be a baby mom.
Okay.
BM.
I'm gonna say BM because I don't know what's appropriate.
Yeah.
So the BM, she decides to keep the child after the baby father says he doesn't want the child. So then, fast forward to, was it the custody battle? Was it a custody battle?
They did
or she
No,
wanted
it wasn't
money?
even a custody battle. She denounced custody, and she like said, "I don't want the kid. You got a kid."
Yeah.
So she relinquished her rights.
Okay.
Right. So now he's like upset because he's trying to do visitation and drop his son off to see the mother, and she just refused to take her child for the weekend. And the cops, they can't like force her to take her kid. Like if she don't want to take her kid, unfortunately, she don't have to take it.
But on the flip side, they can force him to take the kid.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a man-woman thing. It's a custodial parent thing. So at least that's what Twitter says. I don't know the facts.
Or X, depending on what you want.
Twice.
Right.
Twice.
So what are your thoughts on this story? So we'll start with you, go, because Aaron always got a bunch of, controversial opinions. But what are your thoughts? Like, is it right? Because for me, I feel like the only person always in these situations who suffer is the child. So, and I also thought it was inappropriate for him to be saying this as his son was in camera in the back seat. Like, that was crazy.
Nope, you gotta get that.
Social media just has muddied everything, like with custody battles, with relationships, with people's business, like stuff in the streets, like everything. I don't know.
So you think he shouldn't have went on social media and ranted?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think it's messy. I think it's tacky. You know, even if like it's a situation where the your former partner, mother of the said child, is out and about doing God knows what or whatnot, you getting on there, again, you're talking to the public, so the public comes up with their idea of, based on how you look and how you sound. They don't, and on top of that, they don't know all the facts. That's the other part about social media. Like once you go out and give your rant or whatever, for
people assume
whatever,
the situation,
and then you got people in the comments, and you got people sharing it, doing reaction videos to it, and then
as us right now,
hence us right now, and it just becomes like its own thing. So like. Like if you was in that situation, right? Like, God forbid you was the father, and you found out you had a child who like you didn't necessarily want, but now you're stuck with taking care and being like full custody child. I mean parent. Like what would you do? First and foremost, I wouldn't go on social media. It's not a public matter. Like I'm not gonna put it out on make a TikTok about it, like, hey, like my girl sucks, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm a dad now. Like I wouldn't do that.
Because the son is gonna eventually see that.
He's gonna see that, and it's public. So his friends see it, other family members see it. Like, I'd take care of it all. I take care of it behind the scenes. I would, like, obviously, me and her have a sit down before other family members and other people get involved and whatnot. We try to come to a resolution or whatnot, no matter how left it goes. Like, let's sit down like adults, right? Because like we were adults when we created said child. So like let's be adults here and try to come to an understanding, but never. I just don't do that. I don't put business like that out on social media. I think it's just a bad look for everybody, in my opinion.
I definitely agree that it's a bad look and it shouldn't be on social media. Let's start there. I do also understand that having amicable resolutions with your partners isn't always easy.
No.
Now, the one thing about this case, I don't know the facts. I don't think the internet knows the facts. I think the internet created facts based on what they wanted.
Based on what he said.
And my biggest issue with this story is, if you are going to be sympathetic towards women who are typically in these situations, don't then ignore it when it's a man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Don't then, y'all know what we got to deal with. This is what you get. Like, you know,
that's what was in the comments.
This is an individual.
That's exactly what my point.
Now,
that right there.
On the flip side, because I did say that, they came back and said, well, he was the one who essentially forced her to keep the baby, and he was the one.
Was he?
This is what the comments say. This is what the comments say. I don't know what all the facts is. So it's like, it's your fault. So you can't get mad at her for giving you exactly what you asked for. Okay. So that's why, you know what? I ain't got nothing to say.
See, that
y'all do what y'all do.
That changes it for me, because I didn't even know that part. So I think if he was the sole person who like wanted to have the child, and then, you know, she went through with the pregnancy, and then now she's like, she doesn't want full custody of her son. To be honest, like, I don't know, like, it sucks for the child, but still, like, this is now you got to take care of your son full time. And like, it kind of seemed like maybe she was busy that weekend, or she just didn't want to deal with her kid. So it's just fucked up all around for the child.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, that footage is out there and it's public. Now, can we like cross over to like the career? Like, what if an employer sees that? You know what I mean? What if like a network, like a contact down the road, like for a business opportunity, that like, oh, I was interested till I saw the TikTok of you talking about your baby mom and so forth. So yeah, I'm gonna have to distance myself.
I hate that that's a thing though.
But like, it is.
I hate it too.
I hate that that's a thing too, but it's a reality, especially in 2023.
That to me, that's real corny.
True.
But at the same time, why don't people want to exhaust their resources, right? If neither one of y'all want this child, it's an adoption agency right over there.
True.
Right? You don't have to subject yourself to this child. If you don't want to, if she don't want to, don't do that to that kid. That kid ain't got nothing to do with
I
this.
think that comes from a very mature point of view. Like, that is someone who understands the situation from, like, the child's side, because they're solely thinking about the child.
Yeah.
When you start putting your emotions involved and, like, trying to blast your baby mama, baby father, that's coming from a selfish place.
Yes. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I feel like but as a very mature person, and you know that, like, you truly don't want to take care of this child by yourself. Let's say you don't have a support system at home, you don't have, like, your parents want to help out, or, like, siblings or whatever, and then you have a other parent who just doesn't want anything to do with the child, then yeah, like Aaron said, like, maybe go talk to someone at the adoption agency and see what options you have.
Well, as somebody who lived I'm not going to say similar experience. My experience wasn't like that. But when my family came, like, knowledgeable of my child arriving, adoption wasn't an option. So regardless of what I wanted to do or what she would have wanted to do.
That was just X'd out from the jump.
Like, that's just not a thing for a lot of black families, right?
Yeah.
Unless especially if you don't have a family dynamic, it may be. But if you have a family dynamic, you can't sit there and not be some kind of active. You might not be the best father, you might not be the most visible father, but you're not going to be an inactive father. I don't have any in my family. So
just to say something super personal, like, only a couple people know this.
You
but
had
I'm
a baby?
Like, no. Oh. Do I look like I had a baby?
I almost snapped that.
No. But, like, I was almost adopted.
Really?
Yeah. So when I was born, my parents, like, and mind you, I'm the second born, so I have, like, an older brother who didn't experience this. But anyway.
Oh my God! You see that side eye? Like her eyeballs almost dropped out of her head. Yes,
because I had to get that up. Yeah, I'm being petty. All right, but yeah, back to me.
Marquise,
so,
we love you.
Damn, why are you putting my brother's?
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Wow.
This episode 50. This nigga
spilling the tea.
Right, but anyway, no. So, like, my parents, when I was born, like, they just wasn't in a situation to take care of another child.
Right.
So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. And when my mom's sisters and my grandma found out that they were considering, like, adopting me or, like, putting me up for adoption, they were like, no, like, what the fuck, like, we don't do that with our children. Like you said, like, in our black culture, we don't do that. Like, where you at? Like, we're coming to pick her up, and that's literally what happened. And I stayed with my grandma and my aunts for like the first 3 years of my life, and then I went to my parents.
Bright side, you wasn't like Brenda's baby, so.
What you mean?
That's messy.
Expand on that.
You never seen Brenda had a baby?
No, explain it. Explain it to the people.
Yeah, she put the baby in the dumpster. You know, she was just walking down the street.
No, that was never going to be an option.
My mother, first off, bless my mother heart. She gonna tell me we're on a train ride back to Jersey from Pennsylvania. Randomly, there's no need for her to even give me this information.
Don't tell me she put you in a garbage can.
No, she goes.
This shit just got dark as hell, bro. She goes, what episode is this?
She goes, you lucky you're here, because I was on the operating table. I said, excuse me?
For what? An abortion?
I'm like, damn, you got 2 kids. How you gonna abort the third one?
Oh no. So what changed her mind?
She said that she loved me. She just knew I was gonna be the girl that she always wanted, and then
I
wasn't a fucking girl.
Damn.
Yo. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, we had some horrible starts. But look at us now, though. You know, we're prospering. They're proud of us. At least my friends are. Yeah.
A lot of childhood trauma on this table.
That's a lot of trauma.
We shouldn't be here,
but we're here. So yeah, all right. Let's switch gears, because that was a lot.
It's a hell of a segue, Dana. Well done.
No, speaking of,
yeah. I saw this also on Instagram, and I thought about it. I'm like, this is actually a great question to bring up on the podcast.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you go answer first.
All right.
So if you was the opposite sex, right? If you were a girl, if y'all two were females, would you date your friends? And why or why not?
Which friends? Like my close friends? Like my circle?
Well, whoever. Yeah. Just like your guy friends, like. Or is it a no because you know how they are and how they operate in relationships? Like, what are your thoughts?
My God, man. Well, my friends that are like settled down, versus like my friends that are like savages, my heathen friends in the group chat. Dear God. Okay, none of them.
But why not them?
Because they're heathens.
What they
like we like the group chat.
Well, don't tell them. You hear him?
What? I'm trying to find out.
I'm trying to explain what the group chat is without like naming the people because I don't drop names like this guy.
That wasn't my brother. That was her brother.
Oh my bad. True.
I don't even know if he watches.
No, some of my friends in the group chat, I'm just like, Jesus, if girls knew like what you guys.
Is it things that they do to girls or what they say about girls? Or both?
Both.
Did you ever watch that Dave Chappelle episode when he was in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4, 5, 10.
I'm gonna do that.
What, plead the fifth?
Yeah. You got this man self-incriminating.
You gotta answer.
I haven't named anybody, and I have several group chats. So what? My friend, the friends don't.
So the wholesome ones.
The wholesome ones for sure, because they got great character, like myself. I'm not. I'm a reformed heathen. All right.
Okay. So you're wholesome now.
Yes.
Love that. All right, Aaron. What about you?
Damn. Any of the friends that I believe that I can put on to a female friend of mine, I think they're a quality individual, right? So if I'm willing to say, you, her, y'all work, that would be somebody that I would be comfortable dating my daughter, right? Or dating my cousin.
Right.
Dating me, no, I would definitely be a lesbian. I have nothing but female. Fuck
Damn.
Let me get like 10 savages.
I got nothing but female friends. I believe they're all beautiful women. And after seeing the movie The Past, you know, I might have to take a shot.
We're going to talk about The Past. We're going to talk about that after.
So, but yeah, nah, I'm not dating none of my friends. Not even close.
Okay.
He went straight to LGBTQ+.
Right. Straight to lesbian. Crazy.
I support. I'm an ally.
I would say for me, I probably have like 2 friends if I was a guy I would date, just because we've had so many conversations about like the bullshit they go through.
So you would date them because of the bullshit they go through, or because they're good people?
Hold on, let me get there.
That's crazy.
Like, you always cut me off. Let me finish my thought.
She's pulling out the driveway. Right. My man is just like beeping on, like, can I get to the street?
Yeah. So I feel like they're great people, and just to hear the shit that they go through, it's like they don't deserve this. Like, they're very passionate. They truly just want someone to match their energy, as do me. So if I was a guy, I would just be very romantic, but there's a couple. And then there's other friends who I know ain't shit. Right? Like, we all have those friends and we have those conversations. And if I was a guy, I would just completely pass.
You were a lot more colorful in your description than I was, but I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But here's my thing. Everyone doesn't give you the full spectrum.
Right.
True.
So, yes, they're lovely to you. And they're lovely when they're talking about the ain't shit that they experience. But what about the ain't shit that they do? Do you know about that?
I do.
Okay, as long as you can take that.
Yes, because but I'm that friend.
That's why I wouldn't date even the wholesome friends of mine, because even though they're wholesome, I still know that their qualities of ain't shitness is also shit that ain't attractive.
Yeah, I would say though, for me, I'm never like blaming the other person whenever they tell me, you know, all the shit that they've dealt with. I'm like, well, what exactly happened, to get the full picture, right? Because especially with me, like, I know the shit that I do where it doesn't necessarily work in relationships or dating or whatever. So for me, it's like, all right, well, you're like this, and it's kind of like, is it okay for me to deal with? Like, would I put up with your nonsense in order to like have an actual relationship? So I think there are 2 that I feel like if I was a guy, like, it would be acceptable, and others, no.
I mean,
shout out to the 2 of them.
What that group chat look like though?
Listen, I'm not really a group chat girl.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'll be in group chats, but I don't really, like, I'm not the person that's like texting back constantly. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm like a reader, but I'll see the shit like hours later. So I'm like, okay, I already caught up, but I'm not gonna respond.
This is a deposition. I think she was like, I think your lawyer prepared you for.
No, because I think about shit like this. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a group chat kind of girl.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanna get into this movie though, because I know I got another.
Did you watch it?
He didn't watch it.
No.
But we're gonna spoil it for you.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. I'm gonna eventually watch it. I'll put it in the queue. I have all the streaming.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Peacock. Everybody got Peacock.
I'm using yours.
It's okay, because I've been using her HBO Max for like 8 months, and I forgot about it.
Oh, it's just Max now.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah. It's like X.
They dropped the HBO.
Damn. HBO. Home box office. What happened?
But Aaron, give us the rundown.
So,
spoiler alert.
It is a spoiler alert. So first off, Candy Burris, Todd Tucker from
I love them.
Real Housewives of Potomac. Oh, it's not Potomac.
It's Potomac,
okay.
And no, it's Atlanta.
Sorry, close enough. They wrote and directed this movie with limited budget, as you can see when you finally watch it on Peacock. It's basically about this movie about this young girl who's married to this dude who's kind of a bum, but a positive bum.
Is he a bum?
He's a bum. Her mother got him a job.
Okay.
Trying to be like a real estate agent or something.
Is he like a aspiring bum? Because I can live with that.
Yeah,
versus like, yo, like I work at Walmart.
Yeah.
And
you know, 7 years ago he got a little bit of a jump. So his finances is pretty okay, but she's rich. Her dad died, gave her an endowment,
she has a trust fund.
Oh, she's rich. Mm-hmm. She's a legacy kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's working at a design firm or some kind of like something. Mm-hmm. So they're going through their dating relationship and all this stuff. The mom don't like the dude.
They're married.
Yeah, they're married, and the dude's friends are having a conversation, and in the circle they're talking about, oh, would you know, the one dude had a pass. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know what a pass is basically in a relationship you get a day, a weekend, a month, or whatever. Y'all make that agreement.
Whatever you agree upon.
So he or she can sleep with someone else, and it's okay. Right.
But they did set boundaries. They were like, no pictures, no texting, 3-star hotels. Like they kind of just put these boundaries in place.
But
yeah.
DoubleTrees are 3-star hotels, and DoubleTrees are really nice.
Yeah, DoubleTrees are actually pretty good.
I never been.
Hilton Homes.
Yeah. But Hilton Homes, they're
really nice. They got kitchens.
No, but the people who usually stay there are. Wait, sidebar? Yeah. So
Homewood Suites.
Let me tell you guys about how I did Uber Eats one time and one time only.
Suites.
No, Uber Eats. I was a driver for Uber Eats, right? One time and one time only. This was back in like 2020 because like we were in a house. Yeah. So I'm like, I got time. So I pick up this person's food or whatever, and I pull up to one of those Hilton Inns or whatever you called it. Yeah, and it was kind of sketchy, number one, because like the people outside, they just looked like they had that look where.
Did you go to the one by the airport?
No, this was in PA. This one I was in PA. Yeah.
Okay.
But like it just looked very sketchy. So I pull up. And the girl, she's like messaging me. She's like, "Can you come up to the room?" And I'm like, I'm like, "No, I'm downstairs." And she was like, "Oh, well, I hurt my leg. I can't walk." Like giving me all the excuses in the book, right? Which to me was shady as fuck.
What's that tip looking like?
So then this guy like randomly comes to my car and is knocking on the car window, and I just pull it down a little bit, and he was like, "Do you have an order for?" I think her name was like Amber or some shit, and I was like, "Yeah, why?" He was like, "Oh, I'm her boyfriend. Like, I'll just pick up the food." And I was like, "Yeah." She was telling me to come up to the room, but I'm not going up. He was like, "Oh no, she's dramatic. Like, I'll just get the food." And that was it. But like, I never did it again because I was like, "This is weird."
That sounded like
Amber Alert.
That sounded like the beginning of like First 48.
Right. Like it was hella sketchy. But go back to the movie. My bad.
So as they were having this conversation, Shorty's husband, Drew Sidora, she played, I don't remember her name, Karen or some shit like that.
I don't know the name.
She was the wife. So the dude comes home and is like, "Oh, they was talking about a pass, you know. I don't do a pass, you know."
Yeah.
So then he was like, "Well, would you do a pass?" So she was like, "I don't have any interest in it, but if it's something that you value and, you know, we're dealing with some intimacy issues and maybe this can get us back." And
mind you, she was going on a business trip that same weekend and he was going to be home. So they figured this would be the perfect time. And this business trip was with her boss. So her boss was a woman.
Sexy.
And they was like, and we didn't know they were like flirting and shit until she got to wherever they were going. So then the husband... He didn't really seem like he wanted to do it. Like, he went to a strip club that he normally visits and was looking for a girl that, like, he is, like, his favorite. But ultimately, like, he didn't use his pass. But she used the pass.
She used her pass, though.
After she said she didn't want to use one.
But before that, part of the rules, like Dana said, no being in the house, no pictures, no this or that. There's also no friends.
Oh.
She did her pass on her boss, who was a woman.
That was also his best friend.
Yeah.
Messy.
And then they ended up doing it in their house too.
Yes.
What, in their bed?
In their bed.
No.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So we're gonna fast forward because a lot happened in the movie.
I'm watching this tonight.
But, at the end of the movie, they ended up getting a divorce.
Shocker.
Wait, he's watching it. So
He said he
I'm still gonna watch it.
Okay.
I'm
just told the whole movie.
I'm ashamed.
But the ending was wild.
Okay. Can I not get that?
We ain't gonna tell you that.
Okay,
So
cool.
y'all can tune into our Patreon where we can talk about the ending because we're gonna get to that. But would you consider a pass in your relationship? Why or why not?
I think as long as both are on board, if it's my thing is, if you really want it, but at the same time I don't like to use but. However, if you see that it is really making your partner uncomfortable, they feel like they're compromising their character, they feel like they're never going to look at you the same way again, that it's going to be it's a small fire that's going to turn into a flash fire or forest fire, as I say, then I don't think it's worth it. However, I think if both of you guys can sign off on it, can find some common ground, and your relationship is healthy enough, and and the trust is there, and the physical, the sex, everything's on point, then go for it. But it shouldn't be one-sided. Yo, we doing this, and she's
it should never be one-sided.
No, it shouldn't.
Because that's what happens with threesomes too. A lot of women usually are the ones who feel like they have to do a threesome in order to keep their husband or boyfriend happy.
It's like pressure. It's like pressure. Yeah, I've heard that too.
But see,
from men and women.
That's weird, because on the flip side, ain't gonna be no discussions if you trying to bring another man in the bedroom. So why do y'all, women, not you, why do y'all allow this to even take place if y'all know that y'all can't control the power dynamic?
I be trying to figure it out too, because the shit don't make sense.
Because it'll never be a situation.
You ever seen that meme? She was like, "Stand up!" Yeah, stand up! Stop letting someone control you. What the fuck?
Would you do the pass?
She gave let's break down the full reaction.
Because I thought about this as I was watching.
You did the deep sigh, the side eye, and the nostrils. All three. You're boom, boom, boom. so I can't wait to hear this.
Okay. So I can understand why people do it, right?
Okay.
I can understand if you're in a, let's say, a 15, 20-year marriage, and the intimacy isn't really there, but y'all want to stay together, spice things up, and y'all both, like you said, are on board.
Right.
And you set your boundaries, you say what you allow and don't allow, and you respect your partner enough to actually follow them, because that's another thing, because she didn't follow them in the movie. For me personally, I would not, just because I think once you open those Pandora's boxes, it's hard to close them back. So no, I wouldn't give you a pass. I wouldn't want to pass. So maybe if I was in a marriage for that long, then my opinion would be different. But as of now,
So you think so you think a more seasoned marriage with some years,
I think so. It would be more acceptable.
Would it change your perspective completely, or
I would say for both parties, if y'all want to spice it up, because a lot of couples, they'll go on swingers trips, they'll go to swingers resorts
or parties,
right? Because they want to add another person and just see how the dynamic is. So yeah, I think it's just different if you've been with someone, you're comfortable with them, and you just want to, because you also never want to just keep how you're feeling bottled up either. That's true. Right? Because then it's now you will eventually possibly be tempted to cheat.
And that's how resentment starts.
Right.
Right there. So I understand.
Yeah, I'm a pass on a pass. I don't see the need to bring another individual into your marriage, right? Because if you're going to cheat, just cheat. It's only a problem. I'm serious.
No, I'm laughing because I believe you.
It's only a problem if somebody knows, right? If I'm cheating or if she's cheating and she doesn't know about it, guess who's hurt? Nobody. Right?
What? Hold on.
What?
I'll say it again.
I'm gonna stop.
I'll say it again.
So
I'm not subscribing to that.
Right. You're saying you would rather cheat and not get caught or say anything.
Yes.
But why not? Why can't you be comfortable enough with your partner to express to them that you want to possibly explore someone else?
Because both of y'all just declined on the pass based on potential resentment, potential.
That's if you don't do the pass.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm in the driveway.
No.
I didn't pass on the past.
Yeah,
I had conditions with my passage.
We said if we were in a relationship for 15 years, right?
Okay.
And we had this conversation, I would understand it. I personally said I don't want to do it because I don't want to open Pandora's box and
I apologize for my lack of comprehension.
Yeah.
What I hear is y'all don't want to open things up for it to become a bigger issue, even if you do a pass. Which is why I don't suggest a pass. If you want to fuck other people, just fuck other people. Nobody got to know. Nobody got to know.
We here at the We Outside Afterward podcast, we do not subscribe to this.
Black people don't cheat, so.
But you said you would.
I suggested if the pass is a suggestion.
The only caveat I'd say to that is going into a relationship, if you let it be known from the jump that monogamousness is fickle for you. If that is established at the beginning, and then the other partner, I'm not talking man versus woman, I'm talking whoever lays that down at the beginning. If that's established, and another person still chooses to opt in, that could go back to your point now. Okay, I told you from the jump. You knew who I was. You knew what I was about. I told you before we got into a relationship, yo, this is how I get down. I'm not making any promises. That's different versus, yo, that's bae. That's bae.
I want to add to that.
But it's still bae.
But I want to add to that, Hugo. So I watch 90 Day Fiance, right?
I do too from time to time.
That's my shit. Yeah. Do you watch the one on Max? The one it's like Paradise?
No, I stopped after season 3, I think.
He stopped
on
HBO.
Well, this is another one.
It was on AMC when I was watching it.
Yeah, well, it's still on TLC and all of that, but they have different versions. So the one on Max, they curse and they talk more about sex. It's explicit.
It's the Chris Rock version.
Yeah. So there's a season that's on there right now that I just finished, and it was this gay couple. And one of the guys, he's in his 40s. The other one, he's in his late 20s. So the older guy, he tells his boyfriend that he is polygamous. He does polygamy and all of that. And his partner is like, okay, well, that's not something I'm comfortable with. So then they come to an agreement where they're like, once we get married, after 3 years, we'll explore bringing another person in. So then
they agreed on that.
Yes, they agreed on that.
All right.
But the thing is, he already told him from jump, the older guy who's polygamous, he told him hey, this is how I am and who I am. So, would you accept me how I am, and would you be open to exploring that eventually? And then his partner said yes. So I feel if you truly want to be with someone, you will consider, regardless of how crazy it sounds and how how far-fetched they are from you'll explore that because you still want to be with them
and you feel like that's your person.
Yeah. So
even though you don't believe in that's your person.
But I think
I remember that.
That's the problem. But anyway, I just feel what's wrong with just having those open conversations?
You know what's wrong with it? Love is a competition. Life is a competition. Work is a competition. Friendships is a competition. Everything is a competition. Now this person is embarking in a polygamous relationship that they don't even want to be in because I'm going to show you that I'm the best option for you. And in 3 years, you're not even going to want to be it because I'm the competition. I'm the
prize.
standard. I'm the prize.
Yeah, I guess he'll have to convince him that you don't need other people in this relationship for those 3 years.
Is that what you should be doing? Convincing somebody, or is love?
No, in reality, love is not love. Especially dating in 2023 when you have all this access to so many people, it's competition every day because they're looking at other people who will possibly look better than you because that's really all Instagram is pictures.
True.
So to find out more and deeper shit about them.
I mean, I just think that before you put the title on, because when you put the title on, everything changes. Right? And I know as the titles ascend.
So wait, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Why does the title change things?
The title changes things because for most people, perception is reality. At least now in 2023. For most people,
grow up.
So it's one thing for. Say it doesn't mainly matter to you personally, but you know how your friends are, and you know how your family and your circle are. So,
well, it matters to me for sure.
Yeah, and it does matter to me as well. But what I'm saying is, right now, currently with the current climate that we're in right now, and perception being everything, you going around saying that, yeah, that's the guy I hang out with.
Yeah, versus, like, this is my friend. Like, my friend. That's crazy.
Versus, no, that's my man. Yeah. Versus, no, that's my woman. Versus, no, that's my fiance. Like, see, every single time.
Yeah, there's levels.
These
like,
levels
this is my husband, it's my wife. Like, people, they do respect you more knowing that you're in this level of the relationship.
Absolutely.
Especially at work. Yeah, like some people, there's some industries where, like, because I know this happens a lot in like law firms, like if they know you are married, you're much more you just have a higher chance of getting like a promotion or something.
It's a status thing.
It's a status thing, exactly.
Absolutely.
That seems to violate the New Jersey. I do this shit when I do orientations. There's a whole fucking FMLA or some shit like that you can't even do. Like, I think it's bullshit.
Like, it is bullshit.
It is. No,
but why are we subscribing to bullshit
and making it construct?
Which is a construct, which means we can break that shit down.
So it's fugazi or bullshit, however, whatever title you want to put on it. It is, but it's reality. It's the same people. It's the same when people say that, yo, social media is bullshit or whatever. No, it is.
People make money from it, though.
Yeah, but
based off perception.
You can get a whole career, 6 figures and up. You can make a whole world.
But it comes down to capitalism, right?
Exactly.
Like, you want to make money based off doing these things that they say you have to do.
I don't know about y'all, but 6 figures ain't enough.
Hey, shout out to
But deep down, I hear all that stuff. But it's like if a girl be like, oh, that's my man, it still holds weight. But deep down, you gonna have to measure up to the other ones that also want to consider me as their man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just gonna settle until what?
Wait.
You
said the other ones that consider you they man.
I just love the hand motions.
What is
that? And Marv loves it too.
There's a box.
He's just like,
there's a box.
This guy doing air traffic control over here. Like, like goodness.
No, we speak in general here in the We Outside After Work podcast. We don't talk in specifics unless we talking about people's problems.
Savage.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I think we are almost at the end here. So we do want to talk about our happy hour moment, which is a segment of our podcast where we mention things that we want to come to fruition, things that we're working on, or things that we're like really excited for. So I'll let you go first. What's your happy hour moment?
Oh, wow. So, obviously, Yahtzee, all that good stuff. I mean, the podcast for sure.
Yes.
I came to a point in my life about 4 years ago when I realized that every year I was doing a billion things, and by the end of the year I realized I wasn't doing anything.
Oh, I can relate.
Yes. I think most people in our age demographic can relate to that, especially now. We're millennials, right? We're not Gen Zs, right?
Are we millennials?
No, we're millennials.
Yeah. So for me, I quickly realized that I was going to have to make a choice with finding something that was going to be the vehicle and driving force for my career and my ambitions and my dreams and my aspirations, and it was the podcast. It absolutely was. And once I started to pour my energy and pool my resources and network and meet the right people and remove people that didn't add value to my life and replace those people with people that did want to pour into me and add value into my life specifically, that's when things began to take off. So the podcast, which in extension is everything else from the music to my career in sports media and sports entertainment to all my goals and aspirations. So, but first and foremost, the podcast for sure.
Love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll add all of your stuff to the description, guys, if you're interested in checking out Hugo's podcast, his music. Boy. Yes.
Captain Planet out now. New video on the way.
Hey.
All that good stuff. Shout out to A1 Vision.
And it's crazy how he has a t-shirt on with a guy that's not even a sports entertainer. So
the greatest wrestler who's ever lived, by the way.
Inside joke. For me, my happy hour moment, do you mind if I jump on it, or do you want to jump on that? What you put in?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recently, I did an article for Shout Out Atlanta. First off, I want to shout out Tiffany. Tiffany was on the podcast a couple months back. And
is it TM Stewart?
Yes, TM Stewart. She had suggested me to the magazine, and the crazy part is she suggested me in like October of last year. Like, I didn't even see the email. I never checked this email. It just so happened that me and Dana were doing something for a different podcast, and I just so happened to open up this email, and I'm like, oh, we want to do an interview with you. So I'm like, fuck, let me try to hit them up. And they were graceful. they allowed me to do a questionnaire and everything, and I got a chance to speak about the poetry that I write. Definitely want to talk about our podcast because this is part of me moving forward. This is something that honestly I don't kind of want to do anything else. Like I've been thinking a long time about like things that motivate me and push me forward, and this podcast is like something that I like embody. You know, it feels like this is my calling. This is something that I really, really like to do and love to do. So, but I got to give a shout out to my family, specifically my grandfather. He called me out. He said, I only shouted out my mother and Dana. So I got to give him a shout out because, you know, he pushed me every single day just to be the man that he is, be very similar to him. My grandmother, my aunts, especially Keisha because she be watching this. A big shout out to my aunt Brenda. Keisha. She just had open heart surgery, so keeping you in my prayers because I know she be watching the podcast. She my low-key supporter. You know, when I come home on the random days when I record, her, my grandmother, and her son Antoine, they sitting on the table playing cards, and we talk about the podcast a little bit. So those little things really keep me going and keep me pushing. So shout out to y'all, shout out to Tiffany, shout out to Dana, shout out to everybody. Marvin,
shout out to everybody. Yeah. Let's do a bomb drop.
That's it.
Yes, love that.
It's dope when like your passion is an extension of you. Like it comes out even better because it's not, you're not putting on an act like it. No, this is me. This is me.
Yeah. So if y'all don't know by now that this is us, this is you
50 episodes in. You didn't know by episode 5.
Yeah, we serious about this. But it was a little shaky in the beginning because you missed episode 3 for somebody else. Yeah, I still remember that. So I'm episode 50. You on 49.
Well, technically, I'm on episode 50 because I did an episode with LaShawn before. Sorry.
Whatever.
Did I come at a bad time?
But I want to say my happy hour moment, just to add to what Aaron said with the article. Shout out to the guy Kevin because he did reach out to me because he also wants to do an article as well to talk about the podcast and different things that motivate me as well. So I'm excited for that, and thank you for putting me on with him. So appreciate you. And I really want to just shout out us because 50 episodes is not easy, and just to do like all the behind the scenes for a podcast, as you know, with the editing, the uploading, the reels, like it's so much time that goes on behind the scenes. And some nights like I'll be up until like 2 a.m. and then I got work the next day because I'm trying to make sure we drop when we're supposed to drop on Wednesdays. So I just think that's a really dope thing that we are doing and cultivating. And then I got 3, so that's 1. So another happy hour moment for me is for August, I officially was doing my trading, my options trading. So I did really good in August, and September is Rectember for traders, and that just means there's a lot of volatility going on within the market. So I'm excited for
that. Mean money, right?
It mean money. Okay,
yeah.
If you do it right, it means money. Yeah, so I'm excited for September. Excited to really excited to really put everything that I've learned into place for the month of September. And then I'm going to Arizona next Saturday to be there for my family because there's a lot of like different things going on out there. So I'm excited for that. And I'm spending time with my cousin this weekend. We're going to dinner tomorrow, and this is our first time really having like a one-on-one like girls night. So because she got like 5 kids and she usually is with her children. So I'm like, she invited me out to dinner, so let's talk, let's connect. And that's my happy hour moment.
Yeah, she gonna hear that 5 kids is a lot. Like I got 2 kids and I can't wait to drop her off. Sorry, Nori, I love you, baby.
Yeah. But she's really like a dope mom. Like she's really like a single parent, and she does a lot. She works full time. She takes them all to daycare and to school. So shout out to Simone, aka Goddess.
Nice.
Yeah, and September, what was first day of school? That's a single mama's favorite holiday. So I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all know I love y'all.
It's next week.
I'll just be playing. But you got anything for us before we head up out of here?
The second this is over, I go record episode 29 of the You Go Boy podcast.
Yes.
Shout out to Marva.
We back to back.
We outside, boy. That's what we gonna need.
We outside, boy. Yeah, back to back like the cover of Lethal Weapon for sure. So shout out to all the subscribers. Shout out on all platforms. for blowing the pod up, man. Shout out to Things Galore US at Etsy. That's my brother's AI inspired art company. So he sells all types of products on there: women's bags, posters. He's donating a poster to Bravery Studios. He just gave me like a big life size like black Afro samurai poster that I'm gonna hang up when I move out. So yeah, and of course, you guys for sure for having your boy on.
Shout out to you for coming on. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
After we did his episode, we were like, our first day back in the studio, you have to come on.
Yes.
So
yes,
and then this is one of them 6 degrees of separation moments because he went to high school with my cousin Jameer. So you know, from the moment that me and him touched, it was like, yo, you good people. So it was all good from me.
Yeah, your cousin was hilarious. And cool.
He's not that funny. But if anybody wants to come and visit and join us in
join our conversation,
wonderful seat, whether it's you or another individual with you, you know, we could use another 4 person, right?
Well, and a side note, so we're now alternating. We're doing in the studio and also remote. So if you don't live in New Jersey or the East Coast, you can still reach out to us.
Expanding our reach.
And we can do a remote episode with you. So,
but y'all got to make sure y'all hit up the Gmail at woawpod@gmail.com. And we'll definitely get back to you. Give us some questions. Suggest yourself to come on to this hot seat. So we can have some fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. On that note, we outside and we out.
Episode 50 in the books.
Hey.